Okie doke. Good morning. Glad you're all here. Yesterday, I listened to the 10% Happier podcast, and it was one of those stop and sit up and pay attention podcasts for me. This is a podcast that Dan Harris has started. And yesterday he was having a conversation with Shelley Graff. And they were talking about how important meditation is in order to have sit with difficult feelings and have difficult conversations. And they were talking specifically as two white people really concerned about race relations. And the conversation between them was really, I thought, very illuminating. And it got me thinking about the basics of meditation, thinking again about the basics of meditation. So one of the things that they really were emphasizing was how important it is to drop into curious attention when we feel uncomfortable. And for me, that's a big part of the purpose of meditations, the big part of the reason I meditate. But I really meditate and continue my practice so that I can hopefully spend more time in the world in a mindful, caring, and compassionate way. For me, that's what it's really all about. So I decided that today we were going to go back to basics and hopefully drop down into silence and listen, each in our own unique way, to that still small voice that's inside. So before we get started with our sit, I'm really wondering if there are any questions that anyone has about meditation and why we're doing it and what the benefits are, or anything along those lines. Okay, so we're all cool and we're all ready to sit. Is that right? Let me see, thumbs up or sideways or down. Okay, good. So take your seat, sitting in a balanced way, relaxed yet alert. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, please do so. And if you'd rather not, then please soften your gaze and maybe look down toward the floor. Find your breath. And we'll take a few cleansing breaths. Inhaling as fully as you're comfortable. Holding that breath. And exhaling. Allowing that exhale to be a real release. So inhaling, holding, releasing tension, releasing worry, And again, at your own pace. I am going to read a poem that I think will be useful. It's about settling down and paying attention. I think of it as a kind of mindfulness tutorial. And then we'll sit in silence until I ring the bell. Ask yourself quietly, gently, patiently, am I listening? Drop these words into silence. Wait for the responsive stillness of the body. Am I listening? Sit quietly without straining. Hang there in space between the words. Suspend everything but this. Am I listening? And let go. Don't expect answers. This is not a meditation about answers. It's not a meditation about questions either, because both of these would require an outcome. This is simply a practice in listening. So ask yourself again, with no expectation, am I listening? Am I listening, body? Then open. Listening is an opening. Body, I am listening. Let the word body be an endearment. Let it be a declaration of love. This, I am listening. I am listening, body. Body, I am listening. It's like saying, dear one, my love, I am here. I am here for you. I am listening. What's there? What do you find in the space that opens after this loving, no question is asked? Perhaps it is tears. It is often tears, for we long to be listened to. Perhaps it is joy. It is often joy, because we long to be heard. Perhaps it is stillness. Perhaps it is numbness. Perhaps it is acceptance. Perhaps it is rejection. Perhaps it is contraction. Perhaps it is softening. Sit with it. Whatever it is that first arises. Sit and listen. Listen with your whole body, the way you do when it's raining heavily, and from your shelter, each splash of water, each falling drop can be felt through your skin, reverberating, so that listening is a knowing, a felt sense. Listen this way, through your skin and down, down, down within, allowing the listening to drop deeply inside you. I am listening, belly. I am listening, heart. Skin, I am listening. I am listening, breath. When you do this, you may find that there is another listening rising out of your body to meet you. You are being listened to. Allow yourself to receive this listening, this reciprocity of stillness, of silence. Because do not be mistaken, this is what listening is, an opening into silence, into stillness. Relax into it. Soften into presence. This is who you are. Keep dropping the question in and waiting, opening, listening. Am I listening? This stillness, this silence is all around you if you tune into it. Feel it in the space of your room. I am listening room. Feel it in the space outside your window. I am listening clouds. Bring that same attentive, waiting, listening presence to your whole world. Eyes open with all your senses. I am listening trees. I am listening rain. I am listening sky. I am listening wind. I am listening light. Continue listening, sometimes inside the body, sometimes outside the body. Do this until there seems no distinction between the two. Do this until the silence and stillness in both seem equally to answer each other. Do this until you get a sense of the waiting, stillness, and listening, both inside you and outside you. Do this until you are ready to start listening in every moment as you continue your day. Before we open up for conversation and discussion, I just want to share a reminder, because most of you have heard this from me before. Teaching from Sylvia Boorstein. When things are difficult and you're really having difficulty and it's painful because you're getting in touch with all of that uncomfortable stuff, place your hand on your heart, give a gentle rub, and say, "Sweetheart, you're in pain. This is hard. It's okay. It will pass. And I love you." So, any comments, questions, insights, observations? And the recording is off, I think. Oh, looks like it's not off.